All right, so we're just gonna react to Asmongold
We
video
have
right
had
here.
a very, very interesting development.
Mm-hmm.
So, IGN and a number of other developers, or sorry,
Mm-hmm.
game reviewers, have been relatively negative about the new game, Crimson Desert. I found this to be very odd, kind of confusing to me. But this is what he was saying. Jason Schreier about Crimson Desert. Boring and soulless that I absolutely did not want to play anymore. It feels
I mean, like, can we really take this fucking guy seriously anymore? Like, really? Can we really take anything Jason says anymore seriously? Let's be honest. Crimson Desert ain't perfect. It it's missing a lot of stuff. Um and um I'll get into it later. I'll get into it later.
like a game designed for people who just want to consume content.
No, it's not it. That's not
This
my
is
opinion.
very
I
interesting.
disagree.
So let me pull up another one. Let's go take a look at what does that mean? IGN Crimson
IGN
Desert. Okay, let's
Crimson.
see it. Jason Cryer.
Oh no,
IGN
he's
has given Crimson Desert a 6.
that's bullshit.
They
And they
rated
gave
it a 6.
Dragon Age
So
the
just for a
Veilguard a fucking
comparison,
9.
Dustborn was a 7.
I don't even know what the fuck that
Concord
game is.
was a 7.
Wow.
And Dragon Age the
They
Veilguard.
gave fucking Concord, right? What the fuck is this shit?
Dragon Age the Veilguard.
Uh,
Concord was a 7.
Concord, bro.
And
Fucking
Dragon
Concord.
Age the
They gave
Veilguard
it 1 point
was
higher,
a
and that was a
9.
game that cost $500 million
Oh my god.
and lost everything. Fucking
So
serious.
this game's coming out. We are gonna play it. I've got.
You know what it is? Is this is not a game for everybody. It's not perfect, but it's definitely not a game for everybody. It is a game that gives you so much freedom that a lot of people don't know what to do with. That's one thing. There you have so much freedom, so much choice, a lot of game logic that you would normally expect in in games is there, but it has more stuff that you can do that you wouldn't expect that you can do, because there's so many things that the game lets you do that most games don't. And because of that freedom, it's not for everybody. In my opinion, there's a couple other things like the main character. He doesn't talk that much. He's kind of boring right now. At least I'm already in the second chapter, and which doesn't take long. You can get there in like fucking an hour, right? It's not even that long. I fucked around a lot, but the main character's boring. He has no inner monologue, kind of like Geralt. So he's a man of few words. He doesn't fucking think about anything going on. He barely says anything. Um, Maybe they were trying to go for like a John Wick type of thing where the character doesn't say much. He just action, just does shit. But I want him to fucking talk. Like, bro, like what the fuck? Maybe he's just moody because he lost all of his comrades. Maybe he'll talk more later. But right now, he barely says anything at all. I don't like that. You know, at least like fucking have some thoughts in your head and say that so the player can hear. And another thing I don't like, the camera angle. The camera angle is dog shit. I don't like it.
Got it downloaded and everything. It's ready to go. I've just got to wait for it. Non-binary. Oh, here it is. Here's another one.
Team of interesting and endearing companions, complex, memorable, likable, distinct personalities
This
from
is
across Thetis.
let's see this. Isn't it this? Yeah. Okay, so non-binary and titles at IGN rate Crimson Desert a 6, but Dragon Age Veilguard a 9. I guess Crimson Desert didn't have enough surgery scars or misgender apologies.
From across Thetis. I was very pleased with the character designs too. The armor and outfits are fabulous. I spent
Fabulous. It's a one-piece swimsuit.
more than an hour in the character creator. This might be some of the best looking hair I've ever seen
Well, I can't see the hair, but I don't
in
know.
a video game. As a non-binary person myself, Veilguard includes some of the most authentic representation of gender stuff, and having to navigate your family's reaction to it, it doesn't feel like an after-school special or like I'm being pandered to. Finding out
You sure? You sure? Because it's in my opinion, it fucking looks like you're being.
that the writer for this character is non-binary themselves did not surprise me at all. If we never
Oh my god, bro. So you're happy because you're and you're making this like a very big, point of, a very positive issue, right? That, or not really an issue, but a very important topic and something that really you liked about the game, because you're a non-binary person playing a non-binary person who is written by a non-binary person, and you had to make this well known as seriously as possible for your review. Can you imagine, right? Can you imagine a straight white guy saying, I'm a straight white guy and I'm happy that I'm playing a straight white guy and I'm getting representation of a straight white guy in a straight white guy game whose character and game was written also by a straight white guy? Do you see how fucking stupid that sounds? Like, seriously, do you see at all how fucking stupid that is? How cringe, how insufferable that is to fucking listen to. Nobody cares that you're a non-binary nobody cares about this. Nobody cares that you like enjoying playing the character because they're non-binary, especially because also that they're written and created by a non-binary person. Nobody cares about this. That is completely irrelevant to the fucking review for like 90 fucking percent of people. Over 90%, 95% of people. Nobody gives a shit about this shit. Nobody fucking cares. You think, do you seriously, if you really care about this, right? You really care about this issue that much and you really enjoyed it. You're really happy about that. Great. Okay. Why the fuck are you bringing this up when you know no one else is going to give a shit? Do you think guys, straight white guys, for example, you can pick any fucking gender, any sexuality, any race, doesn't matter. But let's go with straight white guys, right? Let's say you pick a straight white guy. You think a straight white guy who likes playing a straight white guy whose character was written and created by a straight white guy. Do you think they actually are going to be fucking saying that in their review because they care enough to mention it? No, the fuck they don't. They're not going to say that shit because they don't care enough to say that shit. It's stupid to even fucking mention it in the first place. What the fuck, man?
It was retarded.
get another Dragon Age, at least it got to go out on a high note. Team of
Yep. The non-binary doesn't exist. It's just it's a mental disorder.
A high note.
That's just that simple. Like, I don't know
High
why
note my
anybody
ass.
even
Oh, like
plays around with
Concord
this.
did when it fucking
And the fact
when Concord fucking died after a couple days, and then High Guard died like after 2.5 months, and Marathon is gonna fucking die, right? Look at fucking Marathon. Let's go to fucking SteamDB, and let's go to Marathon, right? It's at the top. Let's look at this shit. Marathon, bro. It's got high reviews, and you know what? These high reviews Dragon Age the Veilguard had the same thing. It had high reviews when it came out. See, let's look at Dragon Age. Dragon Age. Dragon Age. Oops. Age. The Veilguard. It had high reviews, and now look at it. Fucking 60-some%. And look at the in-game players. Oop. It went down. Bloop, 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 bloop. Dropped off. And like what I'm saying is, like, you see this? It came out on Monday. And then it peaked. What the fuck? That's not even... the first week. Alright. Let's do the first week. Alright. Came out there. October 6th, I guess. Or 7th. Then about, you know, it peaked a little bit later, right? About a month later. Right? Which is surprising. Normally, most games peak after 5 days. Single player games, but not multiplayer games. Multiplayer games are gonna fucking just drop. Bloop, 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 bloop. Look at that shit dropping from there to there. It lost fucking 10k players or 11k. Then it lost even more from, you know, look at this shit. It lost fucking 10% of its player base from Sunday to Monday. And it's going to be the same thing, bro. It's just going down and down and down and down. And it's it hasn't even been a month yet. And I said, and if you look at like other games similar to this, it's just going to die in like 6 months. In 6 months, you'll be lucky to see 10,000 people playing it in 6 months. Trust me, bro. Look at the player count from Battlefield 6. Tell me I'm wrong. Same thing.
The fact that any
Marathon
adult
sucks even more than
plays
Battlefield 6.
Even slightly into this delusion is outrageous to me. It's totally outrageous.
I really don't care if you're fucking non-binary. Just do whatever you want, bro. As long as you're not fucking being like an annoying, insufferable fucking vegan about it, basically. You're not doing this shit. I don't care. Do whatever you want.
Me to be honest. Let me look. All right, so IGN.
You want to believe in flat earth? Believe in flat earth. You want
Let's
to believe
look
you're
at
non-binary?
Crimson
Believe
Desert.
you're non-binary. I don't give a shit.
Okay, here it is.
With Travis Northup, our reviewer of Crimson Desert. Travis, how are you holding up after over 100 hours with this game?
I'm holding up. This is the gig, man. This is my Super Bowl. Whenever a big chunky RPG comes out, and I know I'm about to lose my life, so I'm getting close to the end there, and it feels good.
Let's talk about this review process for a little bit. Why we don't have a final review right now, although you do have like a score in mind already at this point with 100 hours under your belt. The review process for this one was weird. It's a huge game, like we said. It's
with 100 hours, right? Okay.
Over 100 hours, and there's tons more side content you could be doing beyond.
So let's say he has 115.
The game. Not that you haven't been doing none of that or anything like that. We only got code for this about 2 weeks before the embargo. The review.
So you got 2 weeks. 2 weeks, right? I'm not sure when the review embargo is. I think it was like a day before, like Wednesday. So that means I got it the beginning of March, most likely. Or the end of February, right? Right? And let's say if you're really a gamer and you're really fucking playing this shit, you're going to get at least 4 hours on weekdays into the fucking game. And on the weekends, you're going to get like 10 hours, right? So you're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 50 hours at least right there. And then you're looking at 1. So then 5, 10. Almost like fucking, as of this day, I'm not sure when this day is. It's probably around the 19th or the 20th. So maybe let's just say 15 days. Times 4, you're looking at another fucking, what is that, like 20 hours? No, that's not right. That's my bad. 60 hours. My bad. I was timesing by 4 times 5, not 4 times 15. So, yeah, that's about how many hours he'd have. About 110. That's why I said
And
115.
the first 2 days of your playing, they went, "Oh, sorry, we have to push a patch that's going to completely wipe your save data." So we
Who cares? Okay.
lost the first 2 days. You hit a game-breaking bug at one point that made you lose a ton of progress because you had to reload a save file.
So, let me get this straight. Because you had a game-breaking bug that made you lose progress, right? And also because they had to push out an update that made you lose all your progress, right? It's affecting your review of a game that isn't even out yet. So you're going to base that review... No. You can't do that. That's bullshit. You can't do that. You're a fucking piece of shit if you do that. You want to know why? And you might be thinking, oh, well, that was my experience, right? Well, guess what? That is not the experience day one everyone else is going to have. So you got to take that out of the equation. You got to forget that shit. You got to move past that shit. It has to be water under the bridge. Okay? Like the first fucking bridge you go across, right? After you die at the beginning of the game. Okay? You can't let that affect your score. If you're letting this affect your score and making it a fucking 6 out of 10, you're fucking retarded.
From like 7 hours earlier, or find a different save file. There was a day where like 100 gigabyte patch came through that...
Who the fuck cares? Of course there's gonna fucking be...
There was a day where like 100 gigabyte patch...
How is that at all fucking relevant to your fucking review for a game that, mind you, you're getting early access to? Okay? I can understand the argument, but you're giving a review for a product that no one else is going to have the same product, okay? It's similar. It's an older product, an inferior product, while everyone else is getting a more modern, updated product without all of these issues that you're constantly fucking bitching about. How the fuck is that all represented? How is that at all representative of the actual fucking game that people are going to experience day fucking one? Numbnuts.
Patch came through that was slow to download, and it was just like
slow to download. Maybe you should get faster internet then. Quit bitching.
You know?
Stop and start review process, even in the context of only...
Who cares, bro? That's your job. That is your job as a games journalist. Okay? I've lost progress too, and I get pissed off, and yeah, I would mention it, but I wouldn't let it affect my final score, because I would understand that this issue is something that you're only going to experience as a games journalist. Everyone else ain't going to experience those issues that you just fucking mentioned. So shut the fuck up. In my opinion, this is very similar to the issue that fucking Elden Ring had, with a bunch of games journalists shitting on Elden Ring, and even developers shitting on Elden Ring because it didn't suit their tastes, yet it was very popular, right? And this is not a game for everybody else either. There's some things that I don't like about it, but right now I got how many hours in this bitch? Almost 9 hours. And I would give it an 8.5 so far.
Having 2 weeks to play this huge RPG. You're really close to the end, and then going to spend some time with the end game. For those who haven't seen much or don't know, if have only seen trailers, have just bought into the hype, whatever, what actually is Crimson Desert? What does it play like? What type of RPG is it?
Yeah, so let's tell the fucking players or the customers who are going to be buying this game what it is, instead of mentioning a bunch of shit that isn't even important. Hold on a second. Gotta take a call. Alright, sorry about that. Alright, let's play this shit.
And what do you think of
Only
it so
2
far?
weeks,
What do you
yeah.
think of it after this 100 hours you spent with it?
Yeah, so Crimson Desert is a super ambitious open world RPG in a fantasy setting, the same setting as Black Desert Online. And if you haven't seen this game, it's very much kind of going for like the Witcher 3 vibes, where you're riding around on a horse and
Yes.
you're taking out bandits and you're helping the land, kind of knights and gallantry type stuff.
It's simple. So if a game has a horse, it's like Witcher 3. If a game has a tree, it's like Elden Ring.
But with a very weird kind of, Eastern fantasy vibes, where there's also
Yeah.
just like strange creatures and lore
Eastern.
and stuff like
Just
that.
the way it
a
is.
interesting fantasy world, and I would say the game, it's sort of like trying to
Oh,
be
got 'em.
Witcher 3 with a little bit of Red Dead 2, because it has like these long rides on a horse where you're just like talking with a teammate. It has like that sort of thing, and then it's also got a little bit of like GTA open world like craziness, and also you have to tap A to run, which I thought was something that only GTA was allowed to do. Yeah, it's sort of going for all of those things.
Did you just fucking say that only GTA is allowed to do? What the fuck are you talking about, bro? Oh my god, bro. You don't even need to fucking tap it like you do in GTA or in Red Dead, right? That in that game you have to constantly mash the A button. You do. In this game, you tap it once to run and double tap to sprint. That's it. And then you don't need to press it anymore. It's like a toggle. You're toggling sprint and run. That's it. It's honestly, I hated it at first. Took me a while to getting used to, because it's muscle memory to fucking just mash the button and shit, or hold down the A button. If you hold down the A button, you can't jump. It doesn't let you. Could be a bug. I don't know. But anyways, it takes a little bit to getting used to, but then it starts growing on you, and you actually like it. It's a mechanic that, that's new and different compared to most games that I've played, that I actually like and prefer. And I can say the same thing about Space Marine 2. They've had some mechanics and the way you do certain things that I honestly didn't like because it was new, but it grew on me, and I actually preferred it because it was actually better in my opinion.
But I would say that it ends up landing closer to something like Dragon's Dogma, where it's not exactly of the same kind of caliber as like a Witcher 3, but it presents a compelling...
I don't think Dragon's Dogma's combat is much more slow and like impact. It's like bigger, heavier. I don't think it's like Dragon's Dogma's combat at all. Like it might look like it, but when you're actually playing it, it doesn't feel like that at all, right? It does not. In my opinion, the combat feels more similar to The Witcher, right? Not as in like the attacks, like the way your character attacks, but the feeling you get when you hit an enemy is similar to The Witcher, right? It does have executions and stuff when you finish off an enemy, similar to Dragon's Dogma, but you're not going to feel the impact that Dragon's Dogma 2 gives you. Dragon's Dogma 2, I think they did it better, in my opinion. The visceral feeling you get when you're actually playing combat is better than Crimson Desert, in my opinion. And I think a lot of that is due to the camera, it doesn't. It's not good. It's not good. The camera that they give you, where it's placed and where it follows your character around for combat and exploring, is made for like an MMO. I don't like it. It needs to be, even when you do close up, it's not good because it's too high up. It needs to be lowered, or the camera needs to be better for pairing. Pairing feels almost very similar to Space Marine 2 pairing, and the pairing, the camera just makes pairing
for this type of bizarre, super ambitious RPG, even if it doesn't always achieve the stuff that it's trying
to.
Yeah, so let's dig into that, because I feel like it's been a little bit of a roller coaster when I've talked to you about this game during this review process, where there's, it's sort of a rocky start, and then you find a groove with it, and then it just gets laborious at parts, and there's all.
What's a part of a rocky start? They don't like. They're not explaining. Maybe they'll explain.
These bugs mixed in there. So like,
there's bugs.
What is it doing right?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of bugs. Like there's grasshoppers, dragonflies, fucking all kinds of them. You can pick them all up, and they sell for a couple copper. I was like, damn, bro, a grasshopper's 10 copper. Shit, man, you can get a bunch of kids, pick up a bunch of grasshoppers, and by the end of the day, man, you'll have a fucking gold coin. You'll be rich, bro.
Wrong.
So yeah, the very beginning it's a little tough just because the controls on this game are crazy. Like very, they have you hold buttons and do combinations of joystick clicks, and if you're on keyboard,
it's like he's never played a fucking like Black Desert or like other fighting games, right? This is not like fucking. The combat is not like Elden Ring, okay? Where you have, light, heavy, and that's it. And you can do interchangeable, and then you have a special attack, and that's it. This actually has like combos and stuff. So it's similar to like fucking like, Ninja Gaiden or something, okay? It's not even the same thing. And the fact you're bitching about that just shows you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Why the fuck would you bitch about having combos? It makes the combat feel better, more engaging, more badass. Why are you bitching about this?
You're hitting multiple keys at once to like access different
Oh my god, it's too hard for my brain.
We should note also that we only got.
It's like BDO. It's probably BDO.
Access to,
it is like BDO.
Access to the PC version ahead of release,
and it's great.
Getting access to the console version at launch, and we'll.
Oh, no wonder they didn't like it. They weren't ready for the PC version. They weren't ready for the real version.
Look at it there too, but you've played on both.
Put the prize in the motherfucking bag.
Yeah, and so at the beginning, you're kind of figuring out a lot of stuff that the game doesn't do super intuitively, and it's a little bit rocky. Then you figure it out, and you're sort of like, okay.
Well, look, it's a game that doesn't fucking hold your hand. And I'd rather figure that shit out. Like, you have to do 2 puzzles, like, in the abyss. You see this whole thing right here? This is the abyss, right? It's floating structures up in the sky, and they have puzzles and stuff, and the puzzles are honestly not hard so far. I've done 2 of them, easy as fuck. Honestly, it's just figuring out the controls and what the controls do more than the puzzle itself. I spent more time figuring that out than the actual puzzle. The puzzles are fucking easy. Oh, take this thing, turn it this way, take this thing, hit it and push it in like you're plugging in a wall socket. Oh my god, fuck.
I get it. Now I'm in an open world. Let's go see what's out there. And I would say that that's like the best part of the game is when
it's like you need to be handheld for this shit.
Like, there's arm wrestling. Oh, I can go fishing. There's this weird side quest where I'm helping somebody, and you're just kind of like exploring the world, and it's all very new to you. And that sort of is like the best part of any RPG, right? And I think this game, it has so many surprising elements in it that you're continually like, oh, okay, I kind of wasn't expecting that to be here. It has a little bit of Tears of the Kingdom as well, where
he says all these like if it was written on a piece of paper sound like compliments, but when he's actually saying it, it just sounds like he's fucking complaining. Is it just me, or does it sound like the only thing he's doing is fucking complaining about the game, even though it's like on paper it's a fucking compliment, but it sounds like he's just fucking bitching about it.
You're like,
It's like, oh my god, I have so much freedom and I can do all this stuff, and you don't really sound too fucking excited and happy about it. Like, Jesus fucking Christ, you are you upset that you have this much freedom? Are you want your hand held? You want a leash on your fucking neck telling you where to go and what to do?
grabbing things and solving puzzles, and it's not to the point where you're like building contraptions and all that, but you are you do have like abilities, and also it does that thing in Tears of the Kingdom where there's a sky world and a floor world, and you're kind of going back and forth between the two and falling from the sky down back to the normal world. And so it does some stuff like that where you're just like discovering and having fun. And then you hit a moment where two things happen. One,
what happens?
You start,
you know, this looks exactly like Twin Blades camp and Fable. Remember? If y'all played Fable, it looks fucking basically the same thing, bro. A bunch of guys around you, this big tent where Twin Blade comes out of, and then more tent walls covering everything in a big arena. Bro, it's like Twin Blades.
Start going more into like the main story and the boss fights and some of the bigger war set pieces that happen. They have like war encounters.
Yeah.
And you start to realize that this game is a little janky in more ways than one. So the boss fights in this game are real bad. They are not fun encounters.
They're bad. The boss fights are bad.
I've already done one boss, which is the guy you fight as for honor, some mercenary guy. And honestly, he could be more aggressive. I mean, it's the first boss I fought, or technically the second, right? The first one, fucking A, was hard as fuck because I got fucked up by the bear guy who attacked the camp. But yeah, this guy, he was really easy. He always kept his distance, and then he would attack, and he just did the same attacks, and it was super predictable. So it's not that, like, a lot of reviewers are saying, oh my god, it's so easy. I mean, it's too hard. I'm just like, bro. I'm like, maybe they right. I just started. I've only fought 2 bosses. But the first boss was hard. Second boss, or technically, I guess the first boss after you get your ass kicked by the bear guy, it's super easy. Anyways.
Scaled way too aggressively. They take a really long time to do. You die a lot, and it's one of those things where, you know, I play a lot of Souls-like, so it's not like a skill thing. Like I was able to get through a lot of the encounters with like low level loot because I wasn't really focusing on leveling up my loot for a lot lot
and also not a thing where you mind dying and having to try again. You're used to that.
I don't mind that at all. It's
so like, how many times are we talking about dying and shit like that? And he says like he beat most of the bosses in like Dark Souls games. Most of the bosses, like, how many are we talking? I don't know this guy personally, so I can't say. But Crimson Concord, shut the fuck up.
More that like the fights drag on.
He's telling us that he's good at video games. He wants us to know that.
For a really long time. They are way harder compared to the rest of the combat in the game that I would describe as like Dynasty Warrior-esque easy. It just goes like the complete other direction where you're just getting your butt kicked 80% of the time.
Well, yeah, obviously they want you to have this sense of power, right? Where you could just fucking you could just steamroll bandits and just kill them super easy. And then after that, you get boss fights where the bosses are just fucking hard because they're like someone who's on your level, right? So obviously they're going to be fucking hard, or they're going to be on a higher level and you're fucking struggling to beat them, right? It makes it intense. Do you really want to fucking, like, if you're watching, let's say, fucking Dragon Ball Z and you're watching Goku just fucking whip everyone's ass super easy, is that really going to be entertaining? Like, really? His best fights was where he struggled to even fucking stay alive. Okay? Those are always the best fights. And the only thing you can look back on is, oh, it's too hard. Or maybe because you bitch about it.
Time in this game, I was unclear if I was doing things as intended or if I was brute forcing it. Like, there was a puzzle once where I was supposed to get up on top of this thing and do this stuff, but I couldn't find an easy path up it, so I did that thing in climbing games where you find like a little alcove that you're not supposed to stand on, but then you do stand on it, and it like gets your stamina back, and then you climb the rest of the way. And that's how I got up it. It like felt like I was cheating, and then it turned out, as far as I know, that's how you're supposed to get up the encounter. And so like,
okay, and why is that an issue? Why are you complaining about that? If the, and let's say if that's not the way you're supposed to do it, technically, what if that was another way of doing it that they left in the game, right? What if they just left that in the game and they give you multiple ways of completing an objective? Isn't that good? Isn't that good? Instead of just like brute forcing your way, you could just fucking climb the mountain and get to the objective instead of going through some fucking dungeon or some other shit, right? Or instead of like, let's say for example, you know those missions where you have to climb up a mountain, right? And they normally make you go on a path and then do some rock climbing, or you climb on these, go across some bridges, swing on some ropes, up, like, zigzagging your way up to the top of the mountain. Well, instead you can just fucking climb the sheer cliff face. Why the fuck not? If they give you that option, why are you complaining about it? That's what you're doing. You bitching about it.
Okay.
I never knew if I was brute forcing combat encounters, if I was brute forcing puzzles, or if it was just.
And how's that an issue?
Is this supposed to be like bad? Like what?
Right? Exactly.
Like, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing.
It's not.
It's designed
Yellow
for you to
paint
sort of,
brain.
like, flub
Exactly.
your way through it, and it kind of seems like you are supposed to flub your way through a lot of these encounters, and it makes
like people like this, right? Okay, we all know who these types of people are. They are people who are lost in the real world. They don't know what they should do with themselves in their life. They don't know, you know, like the career they should take, the path they should take, why life has meaning, what is the meaning of their life, and all this stuff. And so they feel lost and they don't know what to do with themselves. And when they get presented with a game that gives them even a sliver of the type of freedom you can have in real life, they get lost and they don't know what they should do. And that's exactly what this guy is like.
feel real bad.
That's
Why?
distinct from Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild have a similar feeling where you're like, that am I supposed to be doing this right now sort of thing. But that game really rewards you for being creative. That's the feeling you get is like, wow, I can't.
What the and this game Crimson Desert is not. He just fucking described how he just climbed a fucking whatever it was he climbed. Let's say this fucking mountain or whatever it looked like. And he got the reward. Doesn't that give you?
I cannot believe that this weird thing I didn't think I was supposed to do worked. Whereas you're saying this doesn't really evoke that same rewarding feeling.
It feels like it.
Because it's too easy. Is that it? But you complaining that the bosses are too hard is the thing. You want them to be easier. You don't want that, right? You don't want hard bosses. You want easy bosses. But you don't want easy puzzles and challenges. Oh my fucking god, bro! Oh, I fucking gotta call again. Shit's so fucking stupid. All right, I'm back.
You either did it wrong or you broke something, and sometimes you are doing it wrong, by the way. Like, I was talking to Mitchell Saltzman and I have been talking about this game a lot, and like, he missed an entire ability that you're supposed to get mandatorily in one of the early chapters.
Yeah.
And if you don't get it, you just can't get it, and it's a huge part of the game. It's like a power you need to get through like lots of side quests and optional stuff. And we have access to the developers during this period, luckily, and so he said, "Hey, what's up with that? Am I screwed? Is my file broken?" And they were like, "Oh no, just beat chapter 9 and you'll get there." And chapter 9 is 80 hours into the game. It's like miles and miles away. And so it was just one of those things where it was like, okay, I didn't have that encounter, but as you mentioned, I did run into a game-breaking bug that completely shut me out of my save file. I could not progress in the main story, and because I was 7 hours behind, I had to choose, okay, am I going to start 7 hours over, or am I just going to...
It seems like half of this review's criticism is problems that they had with save files and data transfers for the review copy. I don't even think, like, none of this is relevant at all to the actual
That's
game
what I've been
quality
saying.
Or whether it's
That's
going
what
to be
I've been
fun to
saying.
play or not. Like, I mean, yeah, the review copy was really buggy and it was really annoying for you
It's
guys.
a review
Like,
copy.
I get it.
Duh.
Okay, but like, what does this have to do with the user? What does this have to do with the actual product? Like,
Exactly.
This obviously isn't what's going to be like on release, and if it is, then yeah, obviously the game would be terrible. Like,
that's what I've been saying.
But like, I mean, what are we even doing talking about this? Like, I don't understand it at all. And they fixed it, yeah. So like, I don't even see like, what does this have to do? Like, this is like your person. This is like somebody complaining that, like, you know, basically the video game was bad because like there was a lot of traffic on the way up to driving to GameStop to buy it. It's like, okay, I've had traffic too. I can see that being annoying. But then like, then you got the game, and so what was the game like, right? I mean, what does this have to do with it?
Exactly.
Don't forget the alcove. Well, yeah. I mean, I don't get it. Like, it has nothing to do with the actual game itself.
I know.
Borrow somebody else's save file who's around the same part as me and then continue playing through their file. And so
I think that there's a big issue with a lot of video games now where people are expecting to have a game be pretty much completely like exactly what they want. And I think that players now and gamers now are less willing to let a video game take them on an adventure. And I think that now there's much more of a impulse, I guess, for people to want to go on an adventure in the video game. And I understand this is like maybe a semantic difference, but I don't think that it actually is. I think that a lot of people are looking for a game to try to, like have this experience that they want to have the same experience they had in Tears of the Kingdom or in Elden Ring or in Red Dead Redemption 2 or in Dragon's Dogma in Crimson Desert. And that's not what you're going to have because Crimson Desert's a different game. And I think that, you know, with things like, for example, like not getting certain items at the beginning of a run or whatever, like it's annoying, but it also provides an experience that, you know, they're bringing up right now. And this is like, that's part of your experience of playing the game. And I think that like a good parallel that I would make to this is that, like in Dark Souls 1, I remember I got cursed, which is where you lose half your health, and I didn't know how to get rid of the curse. So I spent like 2 hours figuring out how to get rid of the curse. Now, is cursing annoying as fuck? Yeah, it's so annoying. Did they get rid of it in the future games? Yeah, they did. But whenever that happened to me at the time, it's something that I remembered, and it was an experience that I had inside of the game. It's kind of like, you know, in like Dungeons and Dragons. I think one of the exciting and compelling things about Dungeons and Dragons is the emergent player behavior and the emergent narrative that comes out of rolling a 1 whenever you're negotiating with a goblin, or whenever you're opening a door, you're rolling a 1 and now you open the door and, you know, it's a portal into hell or something like that. And so instead of looking at these, you know, inconveniences as a, you know, like an opportunity or a flavor of the experience, they instead look at these opportunities as kind of inhibitors to the experience. And I think that there are points where that's true, where certain different friction points become inhibitors of gameplay and inhibitors of the experience. But I think that too often players are not willing to meet the game halfway.
which is not.
You know what I think it is? Right? This is what it is, right? It is players, right? Like these guys, for example, players who want the developers or the game to be made for them their way, right? They're like, oh, I like all this stuff. This game seems like a game that I want. And then when it's not the game that they like, right? They're upset that it's not the game for them. Well, sorry, it's not the game for you. Too bad. That's what happens, man. That's what happens. Okay? Not every game is going to be for you. There's going to be games you're going to try and you're going to be like, oh, I really like this. If you really watched, like, I haven't even seen all of the videos before the game came out of, like, footage and stuff of Crimson Desert. I seen enough to know that I was going to really enjoy this game. And I've played enough of Black Desert online to know that I was going to really enjoy this game. I don't need to play the game to know I'm going to enjoy it. Okay? I played enough games. And I know just looking at videos whether or not the game is going to be good and whether or not I'm going to like it. These guys somehow didn't fucking know this.
Not ideal.
Oh no, not ideal at all. And it sucked because I really was attached to my character and my build, and it felt like I had like my own story, and yeah, that sort of stuff. Between like the jankiness, like there are bugs, like weird stuff happens, quests break, like stuff just happens in the game where you're just like, oh man, that sucks. Sure. It really hurts.
Okay.
And then also just like
example,
the moment-to-moment gameplay,
guy who rated Crimson Desert 6 gave higher out of 7.
Because it's like the game just fucking came out and they're just saying like, oh, bugs. Oh, let's hear the bugs. See, this guy says, so no examples of any of these bugs. Yeah. Where are these bugs? Are they just the bugs that you had to deal with for all of the fucking all of the losing your progress and stuff like that? Because that's not the same thing. That's like review embargo issues, okay? Or like game journalists reviewing issues where you get the game before everyone else does, where you're playing an unfinished product. That's what you're doing. You're playing an unfinished product and you're bitching about that and using that as a review. Oh, shut the fuck up, bro.
Feel very poorly tuned and off kilter and out of nowhere between the unintuitive puzzles and the boss fights that just feel arbitrarily difficult, where you're not sure if you're supposed to be getting good or leveling up your equipment, or if you're just supposed to eat 50 stacks of meat while you like chump your way through these. Like it seriously is just a very
like there is some parts where the game is really difficult. I went defeated a bandit camper at the beginning of the game, and I'll be honest, it was pretty fucking hard. I had to kill like 100 fucking guys, right? And I was just fucking spamming food over and over again because I kept dying. I think I died at least like 8 times, right? Because my character was not supposed to be in that area yet, right? But I got good at the game, and now that bandit camp was no problem. Like once I had died around like 8 times, right? And on like when I was getting close to like my 10th death, when I got the camp down to half health, and then I started picking them off one by one. I started doing assassinations, sneaking around, and then I started just doing more combat, practicing the combat, and I got really good at it. And then I had no problem with the combat after. I was learning new stuff, learning combos, and learning that, if I do this, and this, then it's going to stun this guy, and I can go attack this guy, and I can parry this guy, and do this and that, and then it's no problem.
I don't know whether that's necessarily a bad thing either. When you have a boss fight where it's like you have 3 different ways of solving it, you can brute force it by over-leveling, you can also brute force it by spamming consumables, or you can
brute force it by dying over and over again until you beat it.
Or you can get different gear. Like, I think that's
Yeah, there's like he's right. There's so many ways you can do this game, right? And this game is even more. It has even more freedom than like Elden Ring, right? In my opinion, it's way more freedom than Elden Ring. There's so many things because with Elden Ring, it's built with game logic still. Like even if you don't know what to do, you explore and you'll find out where you need to go eventually, right? And the more you explore, the more runes you get, like your experience, that you can use to level up your character. And if you do all of the content in the area before you fight that boss, or before you even meet him, or even half of the content, you'll be more than prepared to fucking fight that boss. You fight other bosses and dungeons and stuff like that, and by then, once you get to the area's boss, you'll be fucking super overleveled. Super overleveled, you'll be fine, bro. Fine. Like, I was level like fucking 60 or 80 before I fought the first boss in Elden Ring, the guy in the castle, Godwin, right? Or Godric the Grafted, or whatever the fuck his name was, right? So, and like you said, you can get gear, you can go explore, find better gear, go to a higher level area, get better gear and bring it back with you, because that's what I just did in Crimson Desert. If you see right here, like I got this fucking sword. It's basically like a Crusader sword with a blood red blade. It's pretty cool. There's a better sword. It costs twice as much, and it had 1 crit multiplier on it, but it didn't look as cool. So, I was like, I can deal with less crit damage. It's not really a big deal. My crit rate level will be 1 or 0. I don't really care. And I just got a better dagger. Not really that important, but I did get better weapons. And if you didn't get the pre-order bonus, you can go to the next area right up here, right? And then we go to all, right? Well, you can't see for some reason, it's not showing, but there's a ton of vendors right in this area, and there's like a blacksmith. And just keep in mind, just because you're like looking at the blacksmith's inventory, he's not selling everything in his shop. You gotta walk around his shop, and he has stuff that you can buy that it's not available in his inventory. Like, for example, this fucking big ass warhammer, which is the strongest warhammer that I've seen, right? And it's got more range than some of the smaller ones, so with the same damage. So and this is one of the unyielding armors you can get, right? This one does have 1 piece of armor, like extra armor, than the other one, from the deluxe edition. But the other unyielding armor that you can get is not going to be as good, right? The defense for the boots is going to be 1 higher, same with the gloves, but the chest is not going to be as high, and the helmet, I think, is going to be maybe 1 less. Like, it equals about the same armor, about the same. So you'll have almost the same armor, especially if you use this. So you just go to the next town over, and you can already get the same equivalent. But it's gonna be expensive. I think it's like hold on. Fuck is this, bro? What the fuck? That's weird. What the hell? The armor is gonna be like, I don't know, probably like 20 silver each piece. It's gonna be pretty expensive, I think I've collected 100 silver total so far, but anyways.
Definitely. I've always said that the best video games are the games that tell you to get to the number 4, but they don't say that you have to use 2 plus 2. You can do 3 plus 1, 4 minus 0,
exactly.
5 minus 1, 2 times 2 instead of 2 plus 2.
I've said the same
There's
thing.
a lot of different ways that you can approach this, right? And so, like 10 minus 6 it's like, okay, well, what the fuck does 10 minus 6? Well, in Elden Ring, that means you're playing a summons build or something like that, right? And so there's depth to it that I think makes it exciting. So I don't necessarily think that having encounters that you basically, like, Margit is a great example of this in, like, Elden Ring, where I think Margit is probably a little bit too hard for an early boss, because, like, maybe you don't really introduce the player into, like, what they're supposed to do.
It's hard, but it's not that hard.
Like, most negative things in video game design,
like Margit is like the guy you fight at the beginning with the fucking cane, where you fight like his, I think it's his brother, or his twin brother, right near the end at the throne room in front of the Erd tree. But he's hard. But if you fought all the other area bosses in like the dungeons, then you're fine by the time you get to him.
Also have a silver
or even
lining
if you
to
fought
them,
a
where
couple of
Margit
them.
also teaches the player you have the same 3 solutions, because whenever you first reach Margit in Elden Ring, you're not really ready to fight Margit unless you're really good at the game. And so the truth is that at a lot of points for other people, now it's like, okay, well, what the hell am I going to do? Am I going to go and level up? Am I going to get a better weapon? Am I going to try to just get consumables and, like, you know, maybe use the
Explore, you'll get better weapons, you'll get more consumables, you'll get more money, more experience, you'll level up, all of that. Explore, that's the best way. That's the only way. If you suck at the game, you're not good at the game, well, get overpowered. Explore.
Margit shackle or something like that you're able to get from patches.
Yeah, see, there you go.
What do you do?
Gotten shackles.
And so that's what Morgoth's hard as fuck. I think Morgoth's easy, but okay, I mean, sure.
Weird.
Yeah,
Morgoth
Morgoth is easy compared to...
So the longer I've played it, the more I've been kind of frustrated because I'm running into these
Hallelujah,
issues, and
or
it's just
whatever his name is.
And one of those is that they just don't know when to end the combat sequence.
I think it's Heraloo.
Like the big war sequences, they go on for way too long, where you're like doing multiple steps. Like you have to carry around a flag and plant it while 80 guys are around you hitting you, and if one of them hits you, you drop the flag, and then have to begin this long button mashing process to pick it up super slowly and move it another couple feet, like stuff like that, where you're just like, oh my god, I've been at this for 4 hours and I'm still on the same step of the quest. And it's just
I can see how somebody would feel that way. I definitely can. I think that's a valid...
I can, and I agree. You know, with Asmon, I can see that, but I haven't actually experienced this, so I can only go based off what this guy says. Right? So I'm going to take it with a grain of salt, because it wouldn't surprise me if I also fucking disagree with him when I get to that point. Right? It wouldn't fucking surprise me. Right? Because I've already disagreed with a lot of the dumb shit he said already. So disagreeing again with him once I get there to at that point in the story, it's not going to surprise me. But let's give him benefit of the doubt.
It's like cinematic gameplay that goes on too long and becomes tedious. I think that's fair. Sure.
Like, please let me out of this. I would say the description is the highs are quite high because they've done the super ambitious thing and they've kind of thrown everything at the wall, but the lows are really low, and it kind of feels like this game tries a little too much. It bites off more than it can chew, and it ends up being kind of a jack of all trades and a master of none, particularly in kind of the shape of its story and combat encounters and the stuff you're doing out in the world. It just has a very uneven kind of feel to it.
So you are pretty...
What did you say?
More than it can are really low, and it's just the description is the highs are quite high because they've done the super ambitious thing and they've kind of thrown everything at the wall, but the lows are really low, and it kind of feels like this game tries a little too much. It bites off more than it can chew, and it ends up being kind of a jack of all trades and a master of none, particularly in kind of the shape of its story and combat encounters and the stuff you're doing out in the world. It just has a very uneven kind of feel to it.
So you are...
See, and you know why that is, right? He doesn't even realize. And this is something I already said in this video, which is it gives you the freedom so much. It gives you a taste of the type of freedom you have in real life. And, it's too much. It's too much, and you don't like it because it it brings you to those high peaks, to the mundane, real life, day to day activities and chores and shit like that, to fucking fighting a dragon that you did last weekend, right? That's the thing. Do you seriously think, like, in real life, you're gonna be fucking fighting a dragon and then another monster and another monster and another monster, fucking bandit camp every fucking day? No. And the thing is like, there's games for that. There is games specifically for that, right? But this game is kind of like, it's like a sim fantasy game. That's the best way I could describe this, right? It's a sim fantasy game. So you're going to have highs and you're going to have lows. And it's not going to be for everybody, right? Me, I don't have a problem with that. Okay? Because I can play a game like fucking Kingdom Come Deliverance. Okay? In that game, it's a sim fucking medieval game, right? And it has a lot of highs and a lot of lows. And a lot of the highs are not even the combat. Okay? It's the fucking story and the character interactions. Right? And then you'll go pick flowers for an hour. Right? Make some money and shit. So it's like, I don't know. This is, for me, I disagree. It seems like it's just not the game for him. A lot of his issues with it, and that's fine. You know? It's like, I'm not going to fucking, if you give me Candy Crush, I'm going to give it a bad review. Right? If you give me fucking Fortnite, I'm going to give it a bad review. It's not my type of game. Just like I think this type of game is not for him. He wanted it to be his type of game, but it ended up not being his type of game. And that's why he's giving it a bad review. And I think that's what a lot of people are expecting, is they're wanting it, Crimson Desert, to be the game they want it to be. But it's not. It's not the same. And that's okay. It's not the fucking end of the world. Not every game is going to be for you.
You're close to the end, like we said.
Yes.
What's kind of left to see? What's the lingering questions? End game, if there is that,
Pretty
that sort of
much.
stuff?
Pretty much.
I think that, like, another game that's kind of like this is Where Winds Meet. Is
Never
that,
played
like,
it.
Where Winds Meet is definitely a game that takes a maximalist approach to things, and a lot of its stuff isn't, like, super deep, but I think that if you just kind of take away your biases and you take away your expectations and you just play the game for what it is rather than what you want it to be, I think
Exactly
that
what
you'll
I
have
said.
a better experience playing, just
But-
in general.
In a
Yeah, so
shorter
I've tried
way.
to focus mostly on the story,
Installing
which
it?
I
I
don't
already have
really
it
recommend.
pre-installed.
Like you kind of need to smell the roses in this game. It kind of forces you to be
Yeah.
ready for the next part of the story. So I
And
do
it's not like
recommend,
you've done none of that, right?
No, I have, and in fact, the game basically forced me to at one point where it was like, okay, I'm very clearly not equipped for this, so I'm just going to go back and do some other stuff and build your settlement and do side quests and level up your gear and kind of figure out the.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of games that force you to do that shit. It's not like forced. Most games don't do that anymore. It's like a soft lock, right? Like, you're not fully locked behind doing a certain thing, but it's going to be really hard to pull it off. And if you pull it off, great. If not, well, go do the objective that you were supposed to do, instead of trying to brute force your way through, like bashing your head against the wall.
The
Packing?
stuff there. It really does want you to do that, but
It's a
once you
40
get to the
gigabyte
end game,
patch. Okay, let me get.
And the thing is like, what it sounds like to me is, since he's like, oh, I'm forced to do this, is most likely he was forcing himself to do these things. Because why? I mean, obvious. He said it at the beginning. He had all these problems. He had a fucking problem where he lost a lot of progress because after 2 days they had to update reset his save. Then he lost a lot of progress because he had a game-breaking bug that he had to reload an older save. You should have been saving more often, bro. If you're playing any fucking open world fantasy game with fucking dragons and swords and you're not saving every fucking time you do something, the fuck are you doing? Like, and they don't have that many save slots. I get that, right? But the fact that you didn't have another save, the last save was like 7 hours ago. What the fuck? That's stupid. Anyways, like I said, it sounds like he forced himself to catch up and get as much stuff done as he could, just so he could fucking get there to back to where he used to be in the review process, so he could have his review out on time. And guess what? He didn't even get his review out on time. Maybe that's what he wanted to do. Maybe he was pressured by his job. I don't know. But it sounds like to me he was forcing himself to get certain things done instead of enjoying, like, playing the game at the pace that the game wants you to play at. And if you don't want to, that's fine. But understand that when you play a game at the pace that the developers don't intend you to play, you're going to run into problems. You're going to run into a higher difficulty because you're going to be doing things you shouldn't be doing, fighting things you shouldn't be fighting just yet. And or maybe you just suck at the fucking game. I don't know. Maybe he does suck at the game.
Give me 1 second. People said there's a patch. I'm gonna go ahead and just close and reopen Steam real quick. I'm gonna go through
this
Task
game.
Manager.
This video came out 7 hours ago.
Just to kind
Number
of
2 on
speed
trending
run
for
this.
games.
But I do think that, like, there's a huge component where a lot of people have a perception of a game where they get way too attached to the way that they want to play the game rather than playing the game the way it's designed. And I think that the process of that causes people to kind of
basically what I said.
Basically have a worse experience because they're trying to make the experience in this game the same as the other game. I think it's a huge mistake. And you see a bunch of people making that mistake. It's extremely common. Okay, I've got the patch downloading. All right, good. And let me go back up. Okay, sorry about that, guys. We're good.
Oh yeah, I gotta make sure it's ready.
Isn't that the
Day
same
one
with
patch,
Highguard?
baby.
The game just wasn't fun to play.
It wasn't.
Stuff unlocked that I won't spoil here, but I'm looking forward to playing that for a couple hours.
Corn patch.
I really just want to finish the game because, as you know, part of IGN's style guide is we
Yeah.
finish games before we write reviews, and
Oh, wow.
even though this happens to be an enormous RPG
I just
that
review games. I just look
probably
at them.
nobody should try to finish in 2
Yeah.
weeks, like, I'm gonna try to do that just so that I can speak from a completely informed perspective before I put a final score
Yeah.
on it.
So you've got a little bit more to see. You've
And your
seen
score
a
was a 6 out of
ton
10.
already. What do you, if you had to score it now, what realm would you be in? Obviously, this isn't official final score. It could still shift if the end really saves it
Yeah.
or botches it, or the end game is truly amazing. Whatever. But
Yeah.
what realm are you in right now?
Yeah, it can always change, and I try to keep an open mind during these things. But after 100 hours, you're gonna have some opinions about a
Yeah.
game, and and I have a lot of them, right? And so I'm gonna be writing my review in progress later today, at the time of this recording. But my overall thoughts is, like, it tries so much. It's a technical marvel, which we haven't really talked about, but like, it just
See, you see his emphasis in the way he spoke just now. Is like, it tries so much. There's disappointment in his tone and the way he's talking. And it's been like that the entire time. Right? So,
just looks absolutely stunning and performs surprisingly
Listen.
well.
A technical marvel outside of all of the game-breaking bugs.
Yes, the game.
out of all of the game-breaking bugs, out of all of them, which includes the single and only one that you fucking talked about. Really? Fuck you, bro. Oh my god. Are you really fucking doing this shit? bro. Oh my god. You know how fucking scummy that is to do that? You're being like fucking disingenuous, exaggerating shit that you literally just talked about in this fucking video or whatever this is, if it's a live stream, I don't fucking know. Oh my god, bro. You just said that you only encountered fucking one game-breaking bug. Yeah, you said there was other bugs, but you gave no examples.
Breaking bugs. I mean, technically, like frame rates and the way it just looks pretty.
See, and then see what he just did? He just downplayed what the guy said in the beard. What the guy with the beard said. He just downplayed. He's like, look at fucking Aspen rolling his eyes. Yeah, like, come on, bruh. Like, the guy with the beard's trying to fucking just be like, oh my god, so many bugs. Yeah, right? Like all those game-breaking bugs that we're talking about, right? No, there's just like one, right? Just the, just the one and the other bugs.
Game-breaking bugs.
Yes, the game-breaking bugs. I mean, technically, like frame rates and the way it just looks pretty throughout.
See, right? Just technically frame rates, right? Just technically, it's frame rates, right? It's not actual game-breaking bugs. Technically, it's just frame rate.
Performance-wise,
Performance-wise, it looks good.
Really? Performance-wise? Cause like, I'm getting pretty good fucking performance if you ask me, right? Where are my graphics, right? 60 frames a second, right? And I'm on Ultra with, I got a 470, 4070, right? It's like I got it for $1,600. It's not crazy. It's nothing crazy, okay? Maybe for some people, right? But it's nothing. It's really nothing crazy, and the game has been smooth like butter. Looks gorgeous. Frame rate issues. Sounds like you got a shit PC, bud. And what the fuck are you playing it on? A 30 series?
Good. But like the stuff that it does bad, the lows are just really low, enough for me to have trouble recommending this game, especially like if you're going and looking for Witcher 3. Like, man, this is not it. Like, it's closer to Two Worlds 2, which, by the way, is a game.
Are you fucking serious? Two Worlds 2? Shut the fuck up. No, it is not, bro. No, I played Two Worlds 2, bro. I did. And I played Two Worlds 1. I played the first one. Are you fucking serious? Are you fucking serious? Fuck this guy. Fuck this piece of shit. He can go fuck himself. You can go get the fuck. I'm pissed, bro. I'm pissed because I played Two Worlds 2. Okay, I played the first Two Worlds. I played it, and the first one, okay, it looks good on the box art and everything like that, on the back and the front, and you look at gameplay videos, like who are glazing the shit out of it, and it looks good, right? My brother's like, oh, get this game. It's another fantasy game like the other ones you like. So I get it. I regretted buying it. I returned it the same fucking day, right? I had my mom bring me back the same day. I'm like, nah, bro, I'm returning this shit. After 2 hours of playing this shit. I really fucking tried. It was so bad. You had an attack animation. It was 2 animations. That's it. Bang, bang, and that's it. The same one over and over again. Ching, shing, 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 shing. Over and over again. And the movement for your character, it was literally, they only had one animation set for movement. That was it for walking and running. So it would reset to the same animation set, and it did not look fluid. It looked so ass. And so I couldn't even fucking walk to the first town because it sucked so bad. Like, I tried the combat. I tried going out and killing some goblins. It was ass. It was dog shit. I returned it right after. I was like, and then my brother's like, oh, the second one, I heard it was better than the first one. So I get the second one, and you know what I do? I create my character. I create my fucking character. I max his height out. And I can't even get through the fucking door to exit the fucking tutorial level. that you're stuck in like this fucking castle that you fucking got kidnapped into, and there's a portal at the end of the way where you go down at the hallway, right? And you open the door. My head's too tall to fit through. And when you crouch, guess what? Your character's hitbox does not get smaller. It stays the same. It's invisible, right? And he still can't fucking go through the door when he crouches. So guess what I did? I returned that game too, because fucking it's a piece of shit. And you're telling me that this game, Crimson Desert, is on the same level of Two Worlds 2. Shut the fuck up, you fucking retard. Oh my fucking god. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about, bro. I'm pissed, bro.
Game that is really janky and uneven, but a game I also had a lot of fun with, and I've had.
You had fun with Two Worlds 2. Yeah, you are a fucking retard. I couldn't even fucking get past the prologue to play that shit. You are a fucking retard. Fuck yeah, you are.
Had fun with this game, but I probably am going to be looking at like the 6 range for this.
A 6. You gave this game a 6. The same score that you gave. You gave this, the first one, a 6.8. Fuck you.
I think it falls short of me being able
Should
to
I
like
just get a refund
soundly
now?
recommend it with a 7.
Yeah, it falls short. Just like your fucking brain cells fall short giving this fucking review. Fuck you, you dumb motherfucker.
And as like a good game, I would say it is an okay
honestly,
game.
like
and the thing is like, you know, if I mean, this isn't always the case, but if they fucking give this game a bad review, you know it's good, right? Don't listen to these fucking dumbasses.
maybe I should just get a
the
refund.
stuff that it does super well.
Yeah.
And the fact that it just has so much in it, it's
Yeah,
hard to be like,
Oh, so much in it. Oh, I don't like that the game has so much in it, so much freedom, so much content. I don't like that. Oh, wow. The fuck is wrong with you, bro? At least it's not like fucking like Assassin's Creed nowadays, right? Or maybe it is. Okay? As far as I played, it's really not like fucking Assassin's Creed, you know? Maybe it does feel like Assassin's Creed. I mean, the parkour feels like it. I didn't even know it had parkour. That's fucking cool as fuck.
I have to just call
it's
this
hard
out.
to look away from that because they tried so hard with all the different things they put
This
in the
is
game,
bad,
but,
guys.
You know, they threw everything at the wall, and now you're going to the buffet, and there's
Really, you're complaining that they went overboard. You're complaining that they went balls to the wall and added in as much shit as they could. Really, that's your fucking complaint. God damn, this guy can't. This guy, like, just when I think this guy can't get any more fucking retarded, he gets more fucking retarded, man. Like, I don't know what to say, man. Like, he's just saying more and more retarded shit. It's like, I'm speechless, bro. Like, I couldn't even come up with this shit. I couldn't even come up with this shit that he's saying, right? The amount of dumbass fucking reasons, bro, to fucking shit on the game. Oh yeah, GTA 6 just has so much stuff to do in it. Oh my god, I just not liking it. I'm just not happy that They have so much stuff to do. Oh my god, there's so much weapon customization. Look at all these attachments. There's over fucking 100 attachments, 200 attachments. Oh my god, look at all these fucking cars. There's fucking 1,000 cars in the game. Oh, that's way too many cars in the game. Oh my god, I really have to deduct a point from that. Shut the fuck up, you fucking dumbass.
There's a lot of options here, but none of the food is particularly good at the buffet. You know what I mean?
Why don't you shut the fuck up, okay? Like, if you go to Golden Corral, you're right. Yeah, the food isn't the greatest food that's ever been made, but it's Golden Corral, and you better put some fucking respect on that. Don't ever say that. Don't ever say that. That's the dumbest thing you could even say.
And that sort of is where I'm at with this one. It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But the amount of stuff that I would describe as like definitively good and that I've had like a great time doing is getting thinner and thinner the longer I play, man. It's been tough.
Wait, what?
Well, Travis, thank you very much for telling us your thoughts so far. Obviously, like you said, 100 hours is a ton of time with it, so you already are very well informed in that regard. But I'm glad.
No, you're not.
To really
You're uninformed, fucking retard. That's what you are.
put it through its paces, finishes this review up, and we should have a final review hopefully in the next week, pretty soon. So keep an eye out for that with a final score. If you want some other recent huge fun games, check out our
Okay, well, yeah, I don't know, guys. Like, let me see, is this shit working? Okay.
So like his video was fucking their video was 13 minutes, his video is 26 minutes, and my video is probably gonna be fucking double what this is. Probably gonna be like an hour. Fuck.
On 30%, so then we're gonna play it. And it's up. It's going to be up whenever the download is finished. That's when it's going to be up for, right? And why is it at 30%? Why isn't it going to 31? Go to 31. Okay, never mind. I was getting stressed out for a minute. Okay, I'm waiting for it to download. We'll play Red Dead Redemption 2 instead. Yeah, guys, I don't know. Like, after looking at that review for the game, if IGN says it's bad, I think it might just be a bad game.
Yeah,
Like,
guys,
this is really,
it just might be.
I don't know what I can do.
Because IGN of all people who know what a good game is, that they know yeah, this is a better game than 0.8, almost 1 point higher than fucking Crimson Desert. And this game is just as good as Crimson Desert. Oh yeah. And Dragon Age the Veilguard, which they give a 9, is 50% better than Crimson Desert.
And big ass game, I guess so. People love Concord. Who cared? I mean, who cares? I don't know, man. Played any more Midnight? No, I haven't really played Midnight at all, honestly. Like, I really haven't. And so, I mean, here's my outlook on it, right? Is that, I mean, a lot of video games are, I mean, let's be real, right? They're not going to be perfect. They're not going to be exactly what you want them to be. But, you know, they're going to be what they are. And I think that there's a lot of games like recently that I've played that it's like you have to kind of meet the game halfway rather than trying to make the game exactly what you want it to be. And I think that's the mistake that a lot of people make is they try to just make the game you know, exactly what they want it to be rather than thinking about, you know, like anything else. They just focus entirely on making it exactly the way that they want things to be. So, yeah, it's not The Witcher. Yeah, this isn't The Witcher. It's not The Witcher. It's not going to be anything else. Why?
Like, Crimson Desert, it's its own thing, right? It's not a game for everybody. It's got a lot of elements. Like, the inventory. It's very similar to Elden Ring, right? It's very similar. You got your character sheet right here with all of your equipment slots, your stats right below it, right? Or, well, your equipment slots would be like right here on this side, and your stats would be on this side, right? And then your inventory would be in the middle. But it's basically the same thing, right? And you can actually group up things by pressing T or holding left on the analog stick. And what that does, it puts all similar items in that category. So this is raw food. So now the raw food is, I don't know how you would fucking use it on the mouse. You click on it, yeah. And then these are all your raw ingredients and raw foods, right? And then it's the same thing. Then you have all your tradable goods, cooked foods, stuff like that. And so it lets you sort through your inventory much easier. You can do it with tools, weapons, all of them. They each have their own category, like ingredients, cooking, all that shit. It's great. It lets you do inventory management. There was a YouTuber who talked about, oh my god, it's so hard to do with my inventory and stuff like that. It's not. It's because you don't know about grouping. It's just, you know, there was a time, right, when we were all young and we play a game, and the first things we would do is what, if we didn't know what something did, we would press the button to figure out what it did. And I think we've lost that. I think we've lost that ability, and I think the next generation just don't know what that is anymore. Right? Anyways, the game is fucking beautiful. It runs amazingly well, right?
And for the first time, his stores have been raided by bandits.
Let's see what this guy says.
He's absolutely furious with me.
But the game runs super well.
Those troublemakers in red always
It's so
causing
fucking
trouble,
ridiculous how
They're
well
lurking all
this game
over the
runs.
council estate lately.
It's like on another level.
Stuart's been run
Like, I'm
ragged
getting
trying to
60
keep
frames a
track of
second
them.
on a 1440
Now that I
monitor.
think of it, where's
And
he
this
got
is,
to?
which is like a 2K
He was
monitor.
supposed to tell the Lord
I'm
how
on a
hard I've been working.
4070, right? And from what I checked from their stats, like that's what they would recommend to run it on Ultra. But not all games, when they recommend to run it on Ultra, they can meet that demand of like with a graphics card like this. And like my PC's not even overheating. Like you don't even hear the fan turning on. Right? It's that well optimized. It's really well optimized. Right? So I don't know honestly what a lot of these fuckers are bitching about. Oh, like, oh my god, the game is the frame's lagging. Well, maybe because, you know, your PC sucks. And you know, I complained when I first started playing about the like walking animation, the guy's like legs, you know, and I was like, you know, I was like, I don't really like it. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. And then I'm like, you know what? He's just taking big long steps. So, you know, and you got to make, when you're making a main character in a fantasy game, he's got to have exaggerated movements. And, you know, I got used to it. It's not like the way I would prefer it to be. Maybe I'll get even more used to it. But right now, it's weird. It's a little weird. So I try not to focus on it too much. But all the other animations for everything else are fucking super good. Like the horse. Oh my god, man. The running. You know? And then like your character stopping and turning around. It feels so good. You know? Like this feels fucking amazing. The animations are great. You know? And your guy like slowing down like that. Oh man, it's fucking so good, dude. Everything looks super good. Look at all the lights and shit, everything. The sky, everything looks amazing. You know, your horse. Press the wrong button. I always keep pressing Y because I'm used to pressing Y to get on the horse. You know. And then I'll sprint with the horse. Look at this shit. Right? And it walks to the side. And just the sound design, everything is great, man. Like, they did a really fantastic job with the game, to be honest. It's fucking great. Why do I have this shield? I didn't equip the other shield? Wow. Surprise. There we go. That's better. And the game is just really well done. There's not a lot of complaints I have. Like the camera is positioned for an MMO and not positioned for like a single player game where you're going to be close quarters fighting and you're going to be doing some like parrying. I don't like it. Maybe there's an option. I haven't looked into it. But you know, right now I don't like the camera placement. I wish it was lower a little bit by like an inch. So you see the tip of those mountains right in the distance, like right here in the center of the screen, right? And the top of my screen is where the clouds are. I want that to be lowered to like this basically, right? And to have like an inch more of screen below me so I can see better behind me and enemies close to the rear, my flank, so I can parry them easier, right? Because the parrying is very similar and feels really good, just like Space Marine 2. I like it a lot. It's not hard like Elden Ring or Dark Souls. You don't need to parry the last second. You can parry as soon as their hand is in the air. You can parry. That's when they do their big telegraphed attack. Super easy. It's not hard at all. You know. And something else I would like is, another complaint is, like I said, the camera is just not really suited for this game, in my opinion. I would prefer is if your camera was like, see, like this is as far as I can zoom in, you know, right, on the horse, and this is as far as you can zoom in, but that's like not you like actually moving, or I guess that's first person. Yeah, first person? Shit, what the fuck? Okay, but not first person for combat, right? Like, I would want it a little, I would want it to be like this close, but back, like moved down a little bit, right? That's what I would prefer, right? Kind of like this. Oh, did you hear that music? That was just like Oblivion music. Anyways, and like for the camera, for like executions, when you execute a guy after you kill him, giving a more visceral camera angle for that, similar to other games, like you know, Space Marine 2, how they do it with Space Marine 2 when they really get in there, right? But you can still move the camera around. I think that's really good. And it really makes you see like how crazy your execution is. And they have some really cool executions, but you don't really get to like see it that well, because you're looking at everything else on screen, and you don't get a chance to actually look at the damage you're doing to the actual enemy you're fighting. That's one other complaint. It's not the end of the world. It's just something like the camera. I would take off like half a point off that, you know, maybe a point at the most, because it does really bother me. But other than that, it's fucking great, you know. And I would take off maybe half a point to a point on, so far, the character. He's a man of few words, and I don't like that. But that's me. You know, he doesn't have any inner monologue. That's me. I don't like that. But other than that, look how badass his sword is. Like some Crusader sword. Look how fucking cool that sword is, man. That's fucking badass. And the blade is all fucking red, bro. That's fucking cool as fuck. And it's got needles on the fucking tip, so you can fucking stab someone with that shit. That's badass. Right? And like, my guy already looks like a badass at the beginning of the game. Right? I'm in chapter 2. Anyways, man, that's it for the video. Thanks for watching.